It's the championship game of the 20th annual Armstrong Cooper Girls Holiday Classic. Tonight, Champlin Park takes on Totino Grays. From New Hope Ice Arena, John Jacobson along with Joe Moline. Jay Wilcox will be with us tonight as well. And Joe, for Champlin Park, looking for their third Cup championship in program history. Totino Grays going for a title for the first time tonight. And it's the second time these two teams have already met this season.
Yeah, in the first meeting, Champlin Park got the best of the Eagles. They jumped on Totino Grays 3-1. They were up 3-1 after one period. Totino Grays did score one goal late in that game, cut it to 3-2. And I think that it's a good rematch for the Eagles. But I think, you know, what you mentioned being a championship game and a chance to get a championship trophy, that looms large for both these teams. They've had kind of slow starts to their season, and a championship trophy to bring home right now would be a great way to kind of head into the 2016 portion of the schedule.
Both teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but tonight's game will not count as a conference game, as that one did in late November. So tonight for Totino Grays, they're coming off a 5-1 win over Minneapolis in the semifinals. You know, their schedule's eased up a little bit. Joe, they started out 0-8, but 4 wins in their last 5 games coming into tonight.
Yeah, an 0-8 start, and it's really hard to kind of keep the girls' attention at that point, so you got to give this coaching staff a lot of credit for turning things around, and that little swing that they're on, a 4-1 swing, they're playing hard. She really likes what they've seen out of the girls here lately, and one big important reason why they're getting better is special teams. Their penalty kill was really taking a beating early on in the season. They were giving up a lot of goals in the penalty kill. That's getting better, and then on the opposite side, their power play is getting better as well.
Champlin Park coming off a 4-2 semifinal win over host Armstrong Cooper here on Tuesday night, and that broke a losing streak for them. And so they're another team that's trying to get back toward 500. And as you mentioned, both teams have had their struggles so far this season. So a win tonight, again, gets you into the new year on a good note. And
absolutely, the Rebels right now are facing kind of an uphill battle in their own section. They're 0-5 against their section opponents, and they're the only team in their section with a losing record. So to get to the state tournament, it's going to be a difficult task. So what they can do now is kind of build on it a little bit, try to win a championship trophy here, take home some nice hardware against the Eagles, and again, build on that a little bit and try to get some wins against some section opponents later on in the season.
Let's look at our key players, starting with Champlin Park. Kaylee Martinson, last night a terrific game here, Joe. All 4 goals for the Rebels against Armstrong Cooper.
10 goals on the year now, and 40% of them coming last night. So they were really excited to get her on track. She's one of the leaders on this team. They need her to put the puck in the net, and she did so. She was struggling getting the puck in the net. Always has been good at creating offense and getting shots, but burying it last night was a big step forward for the Rebels.
For Totino Grays, they had 5 different girls who scored goals last night, but they had one player who had 3 assists, a defenseman, Alex Prue, and it's nice when you have a defender that can help get your team in offense and set up other players for goals.
And you look at Totino Grays, they've struggled scoring this year as a whole as a team. So when you get a defenseman jumping into the game offensively, that can be a big addition.
As Joe mentioned, a close game the first time these two teams played, with the Rebels winning 3-2 tonight for the championship of the 20th annual Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. We'll take a break and be back with more live coverage from the New Hope Ice Arena on 12 Sports after this.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy? Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
John Jacobson, Joe Moline, Jay Wilcox back at New Hope Ice Arena, ready to drop the puck on our championship game. Champlin Park and Totino Grace in the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. You look at Maria Swanson, first year as head coach with Totino Grace. Has been with the program as an assistant. I think he's happy with the way things have gone lately, Joe, with the wins. And as you mentioned, trying to keep the girls' spirit up early in that season on that 8-game season opening losing streak. And they've gotten through that and now 4-9 on the season. And for Champlin Park, Jim Coltis in his 6th year as head coach, going for his 8th tournament cup with his 3rd different team here tonight. Won 4 when he was the head coach at Maple Grove, won 1 at Rogers, has won 2 tournament cups here in New Hope at Champlin Park, and going for a 3rd this evening.
Interesting dynamic between the two coaches. The first-year coach for Totino Grace, and then the very experienced coach over there at Champlin Park, having been with his 3rd high school team, really been around it, the game of hockey at the girls level from the very beginning to where it is today. It's a little different dynamic, but it makes it an interesting matchup all the least.
Starters being introduced now for Champlin Park. Well, this tournament started back in 1996. That was the Channel 12, the Cable 12 Cup as it was then, looking all shiny and brand new. This is the championship game video. It was Park Center and Osseo playing in that game. That first goal was scored by Park Center's Monica Derringer. Noelle Sutton scored here for Osseo. Went on to have a terrific career at Maple Grove and later with the University of Minnesota. Park Center retook the lead in the second period. Jessica Horn with the shot. Katie Murph of the rebound goal to make it 2-1. And then a good sweater from me, Jay, and Joe on this. And then in the end, it was the Park Center Pirates taking the championship. Let's pause now for our national anthem. Rebels and Eagles getting ready to face off for this championship game. Totino Grace losing the first game 3-2. I'd say they're the underdog tonight. What's the key for them to try to knock off Champlin Park this evening, Joe?
Well, I think for Totino Grace, one key element is going to be staying out of the penalty box. They want to play even strength as much as possible against this Champlin Park team. And I think their first line has to win that first line matchup. Champlin Park, I think, if you look at their lineup, they've spread out some of their scoring across the first and second line. The two centers, the second line center and the first line center. You got Martinson and Wood. They both are the top leading goal scorers, but they center different lines. For Totino Grace, a lot of their goal scoring resides on that first line. So that first line for Totino Grace tonight has to win that matchup.
They had an injury, the Eagles did last night. One of the top 4D, Morgan Lunders, was injured, unable to go tonight, so they're having to move Kenzie Bertolas, who's usually on their first line, back to D to pair with Alex Prue. So they'll have to do some shuffling in the forward lines as well, with Lunders out of tonight's contest. Armstrong Cooper is meeting Minneapolis in the 3rd place game in just a few minutes on the South Rink. As a look at Natalie Burgoyne, who hasn't played quite as many minutes in goal as freshman Brooke Freeman, but has played a fair amount, 1-3 on the season, goals against average of 4.12 and a save percentage of .837. She gets the call for the title game tonight. And we are underway. Totino Grace in the navy and gold. Champlin Park in the white, navy blue, and silver. Puck back in the Eagles zone. Play it around to the left boards. Touched up the wing. Champlin Park able to keep the puck in. Now played back behind the net by Totino Grace. Taken there by Grace Hill. Hill circling, comes back behind her net. And will bank it off the boards. And trying to move it up the wing and out to center ice. Taken by Champlin Park. And Megan Schuck got it ahead. Micah Sutherland got a stick on it briefly. Now here's Martinson and a little bit of a late whistle, but it's an offside call against Champlin Park. Aaron Steeler has played every minute in goal for Totino Grace. The sophomore 4-9 in the season, goals against 4.77, and her save percentage about identical with Burgoyne's, .836. Totino Grace wins the faceoff, a chance for them. Amelia Boson with a shot. Burgoyne and save, gave up a rebound, and they score. Kenzie Bertolis puts it in, and Totino Grace leads it 1-0.
Bertolis does a great job of following this play into the zone. She's the third forward in, and a lot of times when you're the third forward in, your job is to kind of stay high in that slot, maybe look for a pass or perhaps the rebound, and you see they drive hard to the net. Good shot, low hard on goal by Parnell. That rebound got kicked out hard, and they bury it for that 1-0 lead. What a big goal for the Eagles to get on top.
Now just a minute into the game, and Totino Grace getting on the board first. Now here's Parnell trying to move in again. Puck poked off her stick. And shot in wide.
And I should correct what I said earlier, that Bertolis playing defense, the third player in, but a lot of times even at the defenseman who jumps up into the play, you kind of assume the position, at least for a moment, of a forward, and you have to be aggressive offensively if you're into the zone as the third player on your team, and that's what she did.
Puck goes around back behind the Rebel zone. Down into Champlin Park again as Emily Colford takes it, put toward the net, and cleared around by Erica Burrell. Out to the blue line, unable to keep it in. There was Hill, and it's down into the Totino Grace zone. Puck pops free again. Here's Boson on the move again. Set up the first goal. Comes in deep. Back behind the net and lost the puck off her stick to Kaylee Wood. Banked off the end boards by Schuck of Champlin Park. Intercepted by Grace. Comes back out. Clarice Hill putting it onto the stick of her sister Grace with a shot that goes wide of the net. Comes back to Clarice Hill at the left point. Skating in. Parnell's a sniper and she scores. Boy, Dan Ficken and I saw her score 4 goals against North Metro a couple of weeks ago. She's a dangerous player, their top goal scorer, and she quickly makes it 2-0. 2:42 into the game, Joe.
Yeah, and she really got the goaltender Burgoyne off balance there. I mean, look at this. She just snaps it from the top of the circle, head down. And that's the beauty of a snapshot. A snapshot is a quick release. The goaltender does not really get the opportunity to prepare. It's not like taking a slap shot or cupping a wrist shot. You get it off nice and quick, and that was a beautiful snapshot right over the shoulder of the goaltender. And back-to-back good, strong shifts for the Eagles, leading to 2 goals.
Now here they come again on a rush. Shedeman brought it in deep for Grace to the blue line. Parnell keeping it in and cleared back out. Taken by Champlin Park, brought into the zone by Sutherland. And Grace retakes control of their own zone, playing it up the wing. Out to center, Boson getting a stick on it. Champlin Park back on the move. Lorenzen put it wide of the Grace net. Fight for the puck along the left boards. And poked free by Lorenzen. Back out to the blue line. Stoll with a fluttering shot. It goes in. A bouncer right past Aaron Steeler, and Champlin Park is on the board.
Well, puck gets deflected off something, but takes an unusual high bounce off the ice. A lot of times you see pucks deflected, and it might change directions. Very rarely do you see it actually bounce off the ice the way this one does. Take a look right here. I mean, just flutters and takes an unusual kick over the Totino Grace goaltender. And boy, we've seen a fair share of goal scoring here in the first 4 minutes.
So the Rebels get on the board and make it 2-1. Here comes Martinson. She put it off the post. Almost got it on the inside of the post and in, but Karen's back out. Now Parnell back for Grace. Drop pass, nobody there for Totino Grace, and cleared back out by the Rebels. Pushed back ahead by Trapp with a shot. She'll fire this one high. Grace getting control back. Evan Steiner goes back behind the net. Comes to Burrell of Champlin Park. Up the wing to Sutherland. She'll bring it in left side, top of the circle. Gets the pass off. Backhand shot off the stick of Kylie Wood, and that was blocked by Grace. Another shot. That comes to the net. Steeler making the stop on that.
I saw Wood coming down the right side there. Had the unfortunate opportunity because she's a left-handed center coming down that right wing, caught on her backhand, couldn't catch it and get it to her forehand for a good enough shot in time.
Here comes Stoll into the zone. Lets one fly. That one goes over the Eagles net and controlled by Totino Grace. Played up to the blue line. Fosen ahead. Brought in by Zerbe now on the right side, and she was stood up by Kylie Wood. Wood releasing the pass. With a rush comes Colford, cutting to the net. Put it on net. Not much on it. To Steeler. Comes out in front. And not a lot on the shot there by Scott. Amanda Scott trying to put it on net, couldn't do so, but the Rebels keep the puck in the zone. Colford centering pass for Scott off her stick. Back out, blue line, shot away, and Steeler makes the save.
That looked like a shot from the point there that Steeler really didn't see, but fortunately for her, it was on goal and right in the middle of her midsection there. So that shot makes it through traffic, fluttering puck through traffic, and then you can see her kind of late reaction to go down after she felt it hit her in the chest.
(2-1) to Totino Grace, and we're just 6.5 minutes into the first period. Eagles clear the zone briefly. Shot back in by the Rebels, and then back out by Totino. This will go as icing on Grace.
Well, there's no clear favorite right now in this game in terms of zone presence, as both teams have kind of been back and forth, and you can see right now the way the puck's bouncing around here tonight. I don't think any lead's going to be safe. The puck seems to be finding its way to the net, and the puck seems to be bouncing in favor of the offense early on in this game.
Pass intercepted by Trapp, turns and fires. Shot is blocked, puts it on net from an odd angle at the side of the net. Rebels keep the puck in the Grace zone. Comes to the side. Steelers got to be alert to make that save on Annie Lorenzen.
Well, Lorenzen maybe had a little more time than she thought there. She fired it really from a tough angle off the side of the goal. Could have brought that in, got herself a better angle.
Here's Martinson with a shot. Steeler comes up big on her. Martinson with the 4 goals Tuesday night. Gets stopped here by Steeler on her first shot tonight. To the Rebels line, they clear it back up to center and down into the Grace zone. As Champlin Park goes off for a change. Eagles play it all the way down to the Rebels end. This will go wide of Burgoyne. And picked up there by Shuck. Plays it up to center. Sutherland had it poked off her stick at the blue line. Parnell has it now for Grace. Allison Parnell, senior captain. Drop pass, Zerbe shot away. Burgoyne makes the save. Parnell had a stick on it briefly. Now it's Zerbe back behind the net, trying to center it for Parnell, and picked off instead by Wood. Off Sutherland's stick down in the Eagles zone. A whistle.
Yeah, Parnell for an interference penalty behind the play. Actually, they're going to call her for a cross check, but it could have been an interference or a cross check. Almost a little frustration in front of the net. She was planted out front. Zerbe was trying to get her that backhand pass in front. When the pass didn't get through, Parnell kind of cross-checked and interfered with one of the Rebels' defenders and finds herself in the penalty box, and we see our first power play of the game.
Well, the Rebels will look to tie it up here as they go on the power play. Midway through the period, pass missed Martinson's stick. Eagles unable to clear, though. Martinson gets it back. Shoveled it back to the slot, but nobody there in a white sweater, and Eagles able to clear it all the way down on net to Burgoyne.
Champlin Park's power play on the year, 20%. And on the opposite end, Totino Grace has really struggled from the penalty kill. They're only killing off 53% of the penalties that they get.
There's Martinson circling with the puck. Shot away and from the circle and gets it on net in the save. They'll drop the puck and they tie up in the circle on the face-off in the Eagles zone. Kept in by Martinson. Puck goes to the corner. Now back behind the net as Champlin Park looks to set up the attack again. Stoll walks out in front, and a big save by Steeler. Taken by Scheneman, who's able to get it out. Now Zerbe. Martinson skating back into the play and helps break up any chance Zerbe might have had shorthanded there. And Zerbe gets taken down, and puck taken back by Trapp. Sophomore D missed on her pass, trying to get it ahead for a shock and cleared down the length of the ice by the Eagles. Martinson will go back with under 40 seconds to go left in the Rebels power play. They trail 2-1 with 7:20 to play in the period. Puck played to the right corner. Scott after it there, and the Eagles get a hold of it again and clear it out.
Not a good plan of attack. They did a nice little dump to the weak side, won the race to the puck, but then threw it out front. Not a good job of taking care of the puck on the power play for the Rebels.
Colford with a shot, Steeler the save. Colford after it again. Tie up in the corner. Grace back at full strength. They clear the zone. And this will be, no, won't go far enough for icing. Battle for the puck and taken by Burrell of Champlin Park. Got it up to her blue line and to center. Gathered in there by Sutherland. Right side, trying to get it to Scott. Round back behind the net it comes. And Grace has control. Out to center ice. Isabel Lewis got it in for Totino Grace. Collision back behind the net. The puck is free in the corner. Riley Foss after it there. Got it. Now it's ahead too far for Sutherland off. A Champlin Park pass by Lorenzen back to the Rebel zone. Eagles trying to keep it in at the point there. Zerbe working in tandem with Clarice Hill. Now it's back out to center. Parnell has it. She'll skate it in right side. Off for Zerbe. Zerbe being bothered there. Couldn't get a shot away. Trapp had it briefly for the Rebels. Lost it. Zerbe gets it back. Comes back out to the point. Hill fakes the shot, now gives a pass off, but it's off her teammate's stick. Taken back by Zerbe behind the net. She'll set up Clarice Hill at the point. Shot away from the blue line and stopped. Backhander from the circle by Zerbe and the save by Burgoyne.
Grace gets a couple of shots during that shift, but it was really a good shift overall. You can see some of the strengths of Parnell's game. She's looked really good tonight when she enters the zone offensively. She's making a lot of good decisions. Nice little drop pass on that entry there. And then you saw her down in the corner. When she felt the defensive pressure, she could feel that winger coming down on her. Without even looking, she knew that her point had to be open because of the pressure that she was getting from the winger that was coming down. Knew her point was open, and they ended up getting a decent scoring chance out of it.
Clarice Hill will shoot it back into the zone for Totino Grace down into the Rebels' end. Turnover by the Rebels behind their net. Grace can't take advantage. Now here comes Champlin Park back. Martinson on the move with a high shot, steal of the save.
Martinson trying to go high. What a lot of players want to do when they come down the side there is try to go high, and you got to give Steeler a ton of credit here. She's not the tallest goalie in the world. There's no reason to go to your knees right there. Stand up there, make that save. If she goes down in the butterfly like most goaltenders do in that situation, that puck's top shelf, and we have a 2-2 game.
Face off, puck pushed back behind the net by Bertolis. Taken away off Parnell's stick by Colford. She shovels it back around the boards, kept in the zone, play back behind the net for Colford. Puts it on net, save made by Steeler. Back comes Grace, 2-on-2. Sheneman will shoot it in long and wide of the Rebels' net. Champlin Park clearing it back out to center to Alex Prue. Ahead to the Rebels' blue line, chipped back out, then back in the zone, where it's onto the stick of Schuck. Pass ahead up to center and shot in by Vosen. Back behind the Champlin Park net, cleared. And all the way down for the Rebels. And onto the stick of Hill, Grace Hill. Lost it, shot goes wide of the net. Rebels keep it in. Stoll dumping it to the corner. Wood after it there, but Grace Hill has it for Grace. Now playing it up the wing past Vosen out to center. Comes back down into the Rebel zone though. Shot away, not much on it. Burgoyne able to steer that shot off the stick of Klesic away. From center. Grace Hill had it taken away. Clarice Hill playing it back up to center. Head off of Stoll's stick and kept in the zone by the Rebels. Sutherland in deep goes Stoll. Shot away. Now gets a puck onto the stick of Trapp. She'll go back behind the Eagles net. Trapp back out, left point, shot away, fluttered wide. Burrell's shot. Down under 3 minutes to play here in the first period. Back down into the Champlin Park zone. Banked ahead and out to center. Too far on the pass for Renson. This will go as icing on Champlin Park.
You know, right there's another good example of Parnell being a captain of the Totino Grace Eagles. She was 1-on-3, the only forward in the zone there, but decided to put some pressure on the puck there. Ended up kind of with her hustle, single-handedly forcing an icing, which they did not have the player advantage, but still they end up with a face-off inside the offensive zone because of one player's hustle and pressure on the puck.
Off the Rebels face-off win. Here's Lorenzen. Comes in. Pass out in front of Martinson and puts it on net. And Steeler makes the save. Good job by the D coming back and not giving a clear opportunity there for Martinson. Tying her up pretty good was Prue.
Martinson showed a lot of patience.
Martinson with it again. This shot's deflected up high and off the glass behind the Eagles net. Rebels putting on some light pressure here with under 2 minutes to go. And a puck skipping past the player Schuck at the point and out of the zone. From center, Lorenzen lost it. Played back ahead off of Martinson's stick and then back to the Eagles blue line. Comes back to Martinson again from center. She'll shoot it in as the Rebels make the change. Minute 25 to play in the first period. 2-1. Totino Grace, all three of the game's goals scored in the first 4 minutes. Zerbay pushing in deep for the Eagles. Knocked off her skates by Foss. Parnell gets it, getting tied up. And now we're going to get the penalty. I think we're going to get a penalty here on the play where a moment ago, the hooking call that knocked the Grace player off her skates, and we'll get the first power play for Totino Grace tonight.
Sutherland came down there to help out a little bit down low. She's the left winger here, but you come down and help out defensively. So this is the clean play right here. They're going to call this one clean, and then the puck works its way back out to the circle there, and eventually coming into the screen would have been Sutherland who got the hooking penalty.
Rebels will shoot it back down into the Eagles zone with under 50 seconds to go now. Power play for Totino Grace. It will extend into the second period, provided the Eagles don't score here in the last 40 seconds. Rebels again able to clear it down. Puck comes ahead onto the stick. Boson, head left wing. Shot away, and the save by Burgoyne as Ebensteiner put it on net.
I like the attacking on the power play right there. A lot of times teams will think that, you have to come down and set it up, but if you have the advantage, the whole point of the power play is to create scoring chances, and this is a scoring chance right here. Why not go to the net? Nice little mini 2-on-1 created on the weak side.
Under 20 seconds to play in the period. He came out of the zone, and Martinson almost had a short-handed breakaway. Martinson after it, trying to set something up in the final seconds. She'll do it herself. Martinson still with it. Final seconds, and doesn't get a shot off, and the period comes to an end. Totino Grace jumping out to a quick 2-0 lead. Champlin Park gets one back, and our score 2-1. The Eagles lead the Rebels after one period. It's the championship game of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. We'll be back with our first intermission. Jay Wilcox will be talking with our coaches in the intermissions. We'll have that and more for you after this on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. You have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NITA website today for help and hope.
2-1 Totino Grace leads Champlin Park after the first period. Let's go down ringside now to Jay Wilcox.
Very much, John, and we are with Coach Swanson here from Totino Grace. You know, can't ask for a much better start from your team. How big was that to come out and have a couple good shifts and put a couple away right away?
Yeah, it was great to get a couple right away at the beginning there. We played with some pretty good intensity to start the game, but we just need to continue that throughout the rest of the game here.
Obviously, your team had a slow start to this season, but it's been a big turnaround, winning 4 of the last 5. What's been the biggest key, or what's been the biggest difference for you?
These girls are really learning how to play together, and that's been huge for us. So just being able to come out, work hard together, play with each other, and move that puck and rely on their teammates a little bit more has been extremely helpful.
For both teams, it's the same. You played each other pretty recently. How does that change things when you play for a second time?
You know, it's always nice to play a team again, just because we kind of know what to expect, and it's nice to get another chance at them.
Got a pretty good performance in that first period, too, from Erin Steeler. After you guys had scored a couple, they came back with some pretty good attempts. Did you like what you saw in net from her, too?
Erin's been solid for us so far, so it's been great. She's been doing great.
Anything in particular that you change up for the second and third period, or just kind of more of the same?
You know, I think defensively, we just need to get the puck out of the zone a little faster and get our head up and move that puck a little more to our teammates, and then things should be okay for us.
Thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way here.
Thank you very much.
Maria Swanson, the head coach of the Totino Grace Eagles. They lead it 2-1 here in the championship game of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. After one period, we'll be right back here to New Hope Ice Arena.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Welcome back here to New Hope Ice Arena for the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic, the 20th year of the tournament. And last night we heard from a few players from that very first tournament, and tonight joining us a couple of very recent alums that played a couple seasons ago for Armstrong Cooper in this tournament, starting with Emma Reeve. And how different is it to be back here as a spectator, as a fan watching, as compared to playing in this tournament?
I definitely realize how much I love the game of hockey. Like, being back here, I miss it so much, but it's definitely a whole different way of watching hockey and being involved in the game.
In your years coming up through the system, was this something you guys always look forward to being the host of this tournament, kind of showcasing your hockey program?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. There was lots of teams, and just being able to hang out with everyone was a lot of fun.
Besides being just a fan of the Wings right now, you're also a big sister. You know, your sister had a goal last night. How much fun is it to be able to watch her, or is it nerve-wracking to be able to watch her too?
It is a lot of fun. She's definitely improved a lot since I've played, and it's just amazing to see how well she's doing this year, and being a captain too. Seeing her be a leader is very cool.
Give us an update on what's going on in your life right now.
I am currently a sophomore at the University of Iowa. I'm studying actuarial science, and I am having a lot of fun, but I'm not playing hockey.
It's sad to say the hockey part of things is over, but I'm guessing you really enjoyed all your time on the ice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, thanks for joining us. And Maddie Jocelyn, also from that 2014 class, and does this bring back memories coming into the rink to watch this tournament?
Yeah, it definitely makes me miss playing and makes me want to put a pair of skates on and get out there with them.
Is it different, too, being a spectator where you can kind of see things developing, and it's a different feel from being actually on the ice where it feels like everything's really going fast, I'm guessing?
You definitely have a bigger perspective, and sometimes you kind of feel like one of the coaches, kind of feeling like telling them what to do and how to improve on situations.
I know each year at this tournament, it's obviously around holiday time, a lot of college students coming back, alumni coming back. Has that been nice to maybe see your old coaches and some of your old teammates too?
Yeah, definitely seeing the old teammates is always fun because we all go to different schools, and you don't always really talk to them once you are in college, and seeing the coaches is always fun too. So.
Give us an update on what you're doing now.
I'm at the University of St. Thomas. I'm a sophomore, like Emma. I actually am playing Ultimate, and I'm studying marketing management.
It's one of the best kept secrets around, the Ultimate program at Armstrong, and then also some of the college ones. Tell us a little bit about your participation in that.
I did it last year, but I stopped playing, and then I picked it back up this year, and it's a lot of fun. It's actually way harder than many people think, and a lot more rules too.
Thanks so much for joining us, and welcome back to the tournament. It's good to see you guys again, and have a happy holidays and enjoy the rest of the night here.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Maddie Jocelyn and Emma Reeve, Armstrong Cooper girls hockey alums here, out supporting the Wings and watching the tournament here in this 2015 edition. In our championship game here tonight, it is Totino Grace leading Champlin Park 2-1 after one period. We'll come back with first period highlights and then the second period on 12 Sports.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to New Hope Ice Arena. Championship game of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. Totino Grace leading Champlin Park by a score of 1-0. As you look at some highlights from the first period, it didn't take Totino Grace long to get on the board. And in fact, a minute into the game, they're able to score, and the rebound. Kenji Brotolis able to put it in off the initial shot from Amelia Boson, and then a minute 42 later was Allison Parnell scoring to make it 2-0. And then at the 3:58 mark, the Rebels get on the board, and this flutter puck that bounces past Aaron Steeler to make it 2-1. And that's our score right now. You get some of the other opportunities. Steeler facing 11 shots in all, able to make 10 saves, putting one on Martinson here on the high shot. As we look at the shots on goal and the scoring chances, even a couple more shots on net, and each team with one penalty, and the Eagles will have a power play for another 53 seconds when we come back for the start of the second period. We're about ready to go, but we have time for another break. Santa Claus in the house, apparently. Gonna order up those last second gifts on his smartphone. He'll be ready to go for tomorrow night. Totino Grace 2, Champlin Park 1 after 1. Back with more from New Hope after this.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
John Jacobson, Joe Moline, Jay Wilcox back at New Hope Ice Arena as the Rebels take the ice for the second period of play. Goal scorers tonight, Bertolis and Parnell for Totino Grays. Bertolis with their 4th, Parnell with their team high 11th of the season. And then that bouncing puck that we saw go in off the stick of freshman Hannah Lisney. That's her first varsity goal. She'll take it anyway. It'll be a wrist shot top shelf when she tells that story 10 years from now.
Yeah, absolutely. A player who wasn't on the varsity roster when the season began. Here she is, second line defenseman now. Worked her way up the charts a little bit. And, you know, sometimes, you know, when you look at your stats at the end of the year, you don't remember the fact that the puck took a crazy bounce and went top. It was top shelf.
Right.
It went over the goalie's shoulder.
Yes.
It just was a fluttering. And I had thought initially it had to hit some traffic in front to bounce like that. But no, you could see it clean as day. It was a bouncing puck, fluttered up top. And it was a good bounce for the Rebels. And they worked hard for it, though, too. They fought back into that game being down 2-0.
All right, we are underway in the second period. A reminder that Totino Grace, as you can see on the screen, still with the power play for another 45 seconds to go here in the second period. They set up camp in the Rebel zone. Mosen putting the puck onto the stick of Zerbe, trying to put it out front, and it was broken up nicely by Lisney there and cleared down the length of the ice. Parnell coming back forward on with Martinson, a couple of talented forwards tying up there in the corner and taken by Boson and skated out to center. Now Boson will come down the right wing for Grace. Still with the puck all the way behind the Rebels net. Circles, comes to the top of the right circle and then drops the pass off. Here's Parnell walking in with a shot and fired it high. Boson will keep it in right point. Plays it back behind the net for Zerbe. Penalty time is now over, and Champlin Park back at full strength. Ahead from Martinson, in on a breakaway, goes in and scores.
Well, just such a heady play as the Rebels, as that penalty kill was coming to an end there. Martinson saw that they were gaining possession of the puck, saw that the defenseman for Totino Grace on the weak side was caught down deep. She just took off into the neutral zone, caught the pass cleanly in the neutral zone. It was a 2-on-0 really, but just makes a dirty, nasty move right here and puts the puck into the open net.
In the third place game of the varsity tournament, Armstrong Cooper and Minneapolis tied 1-1 after one period on the south rink. So Champlin Park here on the north rink, tying it up 2-2 on Martinson's 11th goal of the season and 5th of the tournament.
Well, pretty much cemented her place in the all-tournament team if there was one with that performance right there. Tying this game up at 2 apiece, and she's the way she's been playing here tonight, she's getting a scoring chance nearly on every shift, so we'll see a lot more from her as the night goes on.
Shot away here from Wood, went wide of the net. The assist on the goal went to Trapp. Time of the goal, 1:03 of the second period. We are tied up at 2 as the Eagles clear the zone. This will go as icing on Totino Grace.
You can see the bounce and the step from the Rebels a little bit after that goal, too. They come out and continue up with a good shift. Take a look at the goal once again. And she comes in, really gets the goaltender to bite that she's going to go to the backhand, just stuffs it in on the forehand. Nice move right there and a great finish. But it was the heads-up play by her and also her defenseman to get the puck up ice at the end of that power play.
Parnell trying to free up Lewis. Lewis, one player back, then lost it off her stick, but it comes to Parnell. Parnell going in, backhand shot, sprawling out. Burgoyne makes the save.
Parnell just couldn't get the blade of her stick underneath that puck where she wanted to go top shelf over the goaltender who was sprawled out. Unfortunately, she just shoved it right into her.
Pass goes underneath the stick of the defender there. Now comes out to the blue line. Prue can't keep it in for the Eagles. And skating back for it, Bertolis for Grace, tying up with Trapp. Puck up along the right boards.
Pushed free and forward by Amanda Scott. Along the wing, Vosen trying to chop it out of the zone for Grace. And pass intercepted here by Lewis. Comes to center, and they'll shoot it into the Rebel zone. Takes a carom off the inboards and onto the stick of Megan Schuck. And ahead now comes Williams. Haley Williams ahead. Puck lost by Grace. Scott getting a chance. Backhander on net. Steeler the save. Two, 13:46 to play here in the middle period. Puck flutters past the Eagles net. Holford, centering pass, comes out high, a shot, Steeler the save. Puck was free for a moment before the Eagles cleared away, but a big shot on net by Megan Schuck.
Schuck's a defenseman out there that's really good at pinching. See, she's a number of good pinches tonight. You can see her offensive ability. She has 3 goals, 8 assists in the year. You can see why she can provide the offense. She has a good heavy shot there from the point.
Evan Steiner feeding it ahead. Here's Vanessa Roofs-Walker. She'll dump it into the Rebel zone. Taken by Lisney. Lisney banking it ahead. Swept by Colford to the blue line. Kept out of the zone, though, by Grace Hill. From center. It's brought in by Parnell. Trying to skate around the D. Can't do so. Then Parnell goes hard to the corner along with the Rebels player who's slow to get up. And skated up by Sutherland. Down the left wing. Shot away. Goes wide. Still down in the Grace zone. That was Lisney, the player that went down in the corner with Parnell. Now Parnell coming back once more. Has the puck on her stick. Nice pass and then fanned on the try by Sheneman. Sutherland trying to burst up the middle. Parnell comes back into the play to take her out.
How about the hustle right there? It was Parnell who created the offense with that drop pass. What she did there is took up 2 defensemen. Nice little drop pass, created the scoring chance, and then came back and on an incredible back check right there.
Stole in her own end. Trapp overskated it. Lost by the Rebels. Bruce Walker couldn't get a shot away. Poked free to the blue line. Kept in right point by Clarice Hill. Turning, Ebensteiner couldn't get a stick on it. And there's an opportunity for Grace, and the pass just a little out in front of Lorenzen. Off the pass from Trapp. Lorenzen going the corner along with Bertolis. Or make that Grace Hill. Push to the right corner. Clarice Hill after it there for Grace. Banging hard there with Schuck. Back out. Martinson has it. Big shot from Martinson. Steal of the save. Puck is free. And they try to jam it in. Lorenzen. Martinson another try and she scores. Now Martinson got the initial shot. Lorenzen stopped by Steeler on the first rebound, but then the puck free a second time, and by that time Martinson had positioned herself, Joe, in front of the net to get the loose puck and put it in.
Very fortuitous that this puck, actually it's a great pass. It's not even lucky, it's just a brilliant pass. I didn't see that initially. Martinson comes down from the point position and then gets a beautiful feed from behind the net right there, and that was all by design as they got it to the slot area, and the puck kind of bounced through a couple of Eagle defenders, and it ended up right on her forehand, and she made no mistake, bounced off the iron and in. And you can't have a better player catch that puck in the slot there if you're the Champlin Park Rebels right now. Let's see that pass again. Look at this beautiful pass.
That was a great pass by Trapp. Yeah, I didn't see that either, Joe.
At first, I thought it was a Totino Gray's turnover why that puck bounced out there, and I said, well, that's just hockey 101. You don't ever clear the puck up to the middle, and sure enough, it was a nice feed out front.
So Trapp getting her second assist tonight and 7th of the season. Martinson with the goal. Shot away here is blocked. Parnell trying again, and it's blocked in front by Wood of Grace. Ahead to Sutherland, carries it in right side. Down into the corner. Going to put it out in front for Stoll, who was at the side of the net. Steeler traps the puck for a face-off.
You have to love what you see out of Sutherland right there. She puts the puck on her one-handed backhand there and shoves it out front with a pass. But let's take a look again at the Rebels goal. I think we're going to take another look at it. Perhaps not.
Sutherland here puts it out in front. That's broken up by Grace Hill. Down into the Rebel zone. Lindsay has it picked clean by Parnell. She walks in and saved by Burgoyne. Make that Boson, who got the puck away, had the steal in the Rebel zone, and Boson puts the shot on net. But after getting up those 2 early goals, Natalie Burgoyne has been solid in net for the Rebels. And it stays 3-2 Champlin Park here. Face-off win for Champlin Park, and they'll get it out to center. And Clarice Hill almost lost, and Martinson almost had a breakaway. Now Martinson does get it. Right circle, shot away, high shot, steal of the save. Now you can see Martinson kind of just floating out near center. She's waiting for that puck to come loose or a breakaway opportunity.
Well, she caught Clears Hill with her head down right there and just kind of pounced on her. And I think the defensemen for the Eagles all have to be a little bit more aware when number 17's on the ice.
Clean face-off win and a shot on net by Lorenzen, and Steeler makes the save. Grace Hill for Totino, putting it up, missed on the pass to Isabel Lewis. This will be an icing on Totino Grace.
That right there, I mean, it's a very subtle thing, but that's the thing that's going to drive coaches wild when you watch this in tape study right there. If that pass is on the tape, which it could have been, there was not a lot of pressure right there on Grace Hill. If she makes a good pass there, it's a 2-on-2, maybe even a 2-on-1 with a perfect pass and a nice little outlet and a good chance for the Eagles.
Puck still in the Eagles zone as Grace Hill tries to get it out of the zone. Comes onto the stick of Zerbe. Try to push it ahead for Parnell. That's broken up. Martinson lost it as she came across the Grace line. Pass ahead. Here comes Parnell. Back for Totino, trying to squeeze through 3 Rebels players, but can't do so. Maurice Hill lost at the blue line. Here's a 2-on-1. Trapp puts it onto the stick of Lorenzen, and Steeler with a big save. Nicely set up by Trapp. Lorenzen's shot, his stop. Steeler comes up with her best save of the night, perhaps.
Yeah, Trapp was looking for yet another assist. She's been brilliant tonight at dishing the puck and had 5 assists coming into this game here tonight. Has a couple more. Almost had a third one.
There's Boson in for Grace, carrying into the zone, poked off her stick by Sutherland. Tie up in the corner.
See how it's 3-on-1. Totino Grace needs to get another player in there. It's 3-on-1 down low. You have to get another Eagle in there to help out.
Back to the blue line, a shot, a whistle. And looks like we're going to have a penalty coming up, an interference call against one of the Eagles players. Looks like it'll be Bertolis that'll go off.
You saw right there that beautiful feed by Trapp across the slot. Great scoring chance for Champlin Park. But a big save by the Totino Grace goaltender Steeler. Now she will be tested once again as the Rebels go back on the power play. Important kill here for Totino Grace. You know, you had a 2-0 lead and you've seen it evaporate here. It's 3 goals in a row now unanswered for the Rebels at this point.
Face-off win for the Eagles, though, and they're able to clear the zone. From center, Erica Burrell, senior defenseman, has skated in hard for the Rebels. Top of the circle, a shot away and over Steeler in the top of the Grace net. Holford gaining control briefly in the circle, lost it, and Grace gets it back. They've got a 2-on-1 shorthanded, Parnell and Zerbe. And Parnell, I think he was trying to get it back to Zerbe or put a shot on. Either way, it was blocked by the defenseman Burrell. A tie up down in the Grace corner. They're really working after it there. And Lorenzen wins that battle with Parnell. Gets it up to Stoll at the blue line. Playing it ahead. This is Scott. Got a player right in front. A shot away. And Steeler stopped by Colford, who was all alone in front of the Eagles net. Now Grace able to clear the zone. Put in on net and stopped by Burgoyne. Decides to cover up.
Totino Grace got away with an unusual gamble right there. When you're shorthanded, usually your defensemen really like to give a lot of breathing room to the forwards from the opposition. That time they pinched there and got beat at the blue line. That created that 2-on-1. And the Eagles were able to dodge a bullet there and live to see another day.
Martinson from her blue line gets it off to Trapp. It's a head into the Eagles zone now. Vosen behind her net for Grace and finds an open spot and clears it down the length of the ice.
You see the Eagles are a little short-handed at the blue line right now with a defenseman out injured and then another one in the penalty box. They move Vosen back to defense here on this penalty kill.
Been a good penalty kill so far for the Eagles, Joe. They haven't allowed much for Champlin Park at all. Here's Wood at the point, skates into the circle. Wood lets a shot go and fired it wide. Martinson left boards, back behind the net. Sutherland there. Off onto the stick, but Shuck, who shot it wide of the net, comes back to Martinson, left point. Burrell back behind the net for Sutherland. Centering attempt, shot by Wood. Block goes back behind the net. Martinson, Grace back at full strength. Martinson shot and whistles wide. And the Eagles have control. Lewis playing it out to center. Pushed back by Burrell, and now Martinson shooting it into the Eagles zone. Cleared back out by Vosen to the Champlin Park lines. Gerbe trying to take it away from Burrell. Those players, sticks go up. Comes free in front and shot over the top of the net as Parnell was free briefly. But shot it too high. Now Parnell gets it back. Her shot away here in traffic. We're going with screen, but shot didn't hit the net. Parnell gathering it again, puts it in front. That hit a skate and taken by Martinson of Champlin Park. She'll come to center and shoot it in gently for the Rebels as they go off for a change. We're under 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play now in the second period. Champlin Park with both goals here in the second to take a 3-2 lead on Totino Grace. Play down in the Eagle zone. Scott. And push wide comes to Grace Hill. Grace Hill will get it off to Vosen. Cleared a buck out of the zone. Shot back in by Champlin Park. Grace Hill with a pass. Had Parnell ahead, but broken up nicely by Lisney.
Yeah, that was a good look right there. They were trying to split the defenders with a long stretch pass, and a great idea by Grace Hill, and just a better play by the defense for Champlin Park.
Puck finally freed up, and it comes to Zerbe. Champlin Park turns it over at center ice. Save made by Burgoyne, and Zerbe taken out of the play before she could get to a rebound.
I love what Zerbe did there, though. She didn't have the player advantage, but she had the screened goaltender because the defenseman playing on her, so she just put it on goal nice and low and then chased after her own rebound.
Ebensteiner for Grace, trying to catch the Rebels in a line change, but missed on the pass to Roofs Walker, and it's icing on Totino Grace.
That's the one thing that if you're kind of pinpointing where things have gone wrong for Totino Grace, maybe in the last period and a half of hockey, it's those kind of plays right there. They just need to connect a little bit better, tape to tape on some of those passes. There's, again, an opportunity for the Rebels to be on a line change. You could have a nice little stretch pass, could lead to an odd man rush, and they just didn't quite connect.
Martinson and Vosen on this face-off. Won by Grace. Out comes Roofs Walker. Left side. Nice bank pass to herself. Puts a shot on net, and Burgoyne's got to make the save. Put a good puck off the boards past Burrell and got it on net. Now Martinson back for the Rebels. Trying to stretch through the D. Martinson, a shot and a goal! Right in the 5-hole. And Martinson with the pure hat trick and her 7th goal in 2 nights.
And this is one where Martinson really kind of ran out of real estate, was just trying to put it on goal. Couldn't really get a good, strong backhand together with the amount of time she had, but it just kind of sneaks to the 5-hole there. As a goaltender, you got to get that stick down in front, and the stick down came down just a little bit too late right there. The paddle just came down a little too late. Puck squeezed through the 5-hole. And Champlin Park's on a little bit of a run right now, up 4-2.
And Trapp getting an assist for the third consecutive goal as well on all these Martinson goals. Parnell's shot, Burgoyne makes the save.
That's where, too, I mean, I know there's no checking in girls hockey, but if you're, if you're one of the leaders of that Totino Gray's team and you're getting someone who's scoring the last 3 goals on you, it's time to play a little bit rough with her. It's time to let her realize that it's not going to be a cakewalk out there and maybe get a little bit physical. Someone has to take it on them to do that, though.
Sutherland back behind her net for the Rebels. Banks it off the board. Stoll trying to catch up to it. Out to center. Taken by Grace. Shot into the Rebel zone. Parnell able to chip it past Burrell. Clarice Hill trying to keep it in, as is Roofs Walker. It came out to center. And here's Allison Parnell off to Roofs Walker. Shot away. Burgoyne caught it in the midsection, trying to cover up on the puck. Ooh, and then a whistle. The puck looked like it was still loose as it was coming to the stick of Bertolas, but it's the whistle ends the play, and we'll have a face-off in the Rebel zone with 2:41 to go in the second.
That's a sign, though, of what Totino Grace has to do, though. Look, there's been some rebounds. Their first goal of the game was a nice little juicy rebound. That puck had trouble getting covered up. I mean, if you're Totino Grace, it's going to be imperative to hit the net when you have shot opportunities and then crash the net.
Puck kept in the zone by Ebensteiner. Of Grace, it's loose in the circle. Ebensteiner will wind up, a shot tipped just wide of the net. Roofs Walker gathering it in, playing it back for Bertolas. Bertolas had the first goal tonight for Totino Grace. For Roofs Walker off her stick. Back comes to Bertolas, and now gathered in by Colford. Colford chopping it up the boards out of the zone. Ebensteiner getting it onto the stick briefly of Bertolas, and then she had to take it away from her. Down in the Grace zone it goes. Colford, no one home on that centering pass, comes all the way out of the zone where it'll be skated down by Lisney. Lisney will be called for icing here on Champlin Park.
Well, I always thought when you're a team that's has the kind of uphill battle and the ice is tilted a little bit in the opposition's favor, I think offensive zone faceoffs become an important way to try to create some scoring chances. These types of faceoffs for Totino Grace can be very important.
Big shot by Grace Hill, and a pad save made by Natalie Burgoyne.
And Burgoyne, give her credit there. She deflected that rebound purposely way into the corner.
Parnell's shot and Burgoyne the save.
And Burgoyne secures that puck right there. So kind of looked shaky in a couple of goals faced against tonight, but they're showing why she's a goaltender they can count on a little bit with this 4-2 lead. Take a look at that. You're going to see the one where she hangs on, and if she doesn't hang on to that, Totino Grace was about to crash the net pretty hard.
Clarice Hill keeping the puck in the zone from the point. On Zerbe's stick behind the net, goes out right point. Big shot again by Grace Hill. Block, gets it back. Flutters a shot toward the net, and another save by Burgoyne.
Great use of the point there by the Totino Grace Eagles. The wingers for Champlin Park have come down and helped in the defensive zone covers. They're covering up that slot nicely. That opens up the points, and then Grace Hill has an opportunity to fire that shot through. Unfortunately, it got blocked, but she recovered nicely and got the puck to the net.
Grace and her sister Clarice getting a little extra playing time with Grace being short a defenseman tonight. As we mentioned, Bertolas is taking some shifts at D. With Lunders out of the lineup tonight. They're a little shorthanded back on the blue line. Now Clarice Hill getting up the pass to Sheneman. Now Zerbe. She'll bring it in with under a minute to play here in the second period. Lost it. Came back out. They'll reset from their own zone. Grace Hill ahead to Parnell. Taken away from her by Sutherland. She'll carry it in for the Rebels. Sutherland with a shot, and that gets stopped by Grace Hill. Rebels keep the puck in.
Penalty coming up on Champlin Park behind the play here.
20 seconds to go in the period, and now as the Rebels get a touch, we get the delayed penalty call. We're going to have a roughing penalty with just under 18 seconds to play. 17.9 officially on the clock in the arena here in Champlin Park.
Emily Stoll getting the gate for the Rebels. She was kind of behind the play there, and the referee furthest from the puck saw a little action behind the play and called a roughing penalty on the senior forward.
16:42 the time of the penalty, and so Grace with a power play for the final seconds here of the second. Survey back behind the net. They'll have to hurry to get a shot away. That shot was blocked, and the period will come to an end. Well, what a period it was for Kaylee Martinson in Champlin Park. Martinson scores all 3 second period goals. Joe Moline, and erases a 2-1 deficit, now a 4-2 Rebels lead.
Well, and she did it in different ways, too. You know, you got the great stretch pass where she kind of leaked out on the breakaway, and then you got the play where she put the puck on net, then followed it down from the slot and passing it up on her stick, and then where she tried to create some offense and just throw a backhander toward the goal. And when things are going your way, hey, you just throw the puck towards the net and good things are going to happen.
Champlin Park, a period away perhaps from another championship year. The Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. They lead it 4-2 through 2. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our second intermission and more from New Hope Ice Arena after this timeout.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think some credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy?
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Hey, going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
4-2 Rebels lead the Eagles after 2 periods. Let's go back down to Jay Wilcox.
Thank you very much, John. We're with Jim Coltis, the Champlin Park head coach. And Jim, a pretty strong second period for your team. I know after the first you said, if we keep generating the chances like we had been, we feel pretty good, and that's pretty much the way it developed.
Yeah, we just talked to the kids in the locker room a little bit about trying to get more pucks in the goalie's feet. Some of those types of things. We kind of felt like we were giving her a chance to chase the puck up top with her catch gloves. And the kids did a great job. I think all our goals are on the ice and down in low area scoring areas for us, so it worked out well.
Kaylee Martinson's been pretty special in this tournament for your team, hasn't she?
Yeah, I feel really good for her because she's been struggling a little bit putting the puck in the net. She's been getting scoring opportunities, but she's been struggling a little bit. And here tonight, I think she got 6 goals or something like that. So she's doing outstanding for us.
Now you head into that third period trying to protect a lead. Do you change anything, or do you want them to keep their foot on the gas and try and extend the lead rather than just sit back and protect it?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep trying to pound some more pucks on that, extend it out a little bit, see if we can get a little bit. And we'll play it by ear as the game goes on and see what happens as the later part of the period. But, yeah, I think we got to keep on the gas pedal. 2 goals is not enough always.
You've been coaching teams in this tournament for a long time and won a lot of championships. What's the feeling as you head toward what could be another one for this program?
Well, we're just excited. You know, we got one more 17 minutes worth of period out here to play, but we're excited. You know, the kids really like playing in this tournament. I mean, you guys do a great job as the cable company covering the kids and actually all high school sports. And so the kids they really enjoy coming to this tournament, as do us as coaches.
Jim, thanks for joining us. Have fun in the third.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Jim Coltis, the head coach for Champlin Park. His team now up by a couple goals over Totino Grace here in the championship of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. We'll have more of our intermission coming up for you right after this on 12 Sports.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Welcome back here to New Hope Ice Arena as we are after the second period of our championship game of the varsity tournament in Champlin Park, leading Totino Grace 4-2. And Dan Shuck, the junior varsity head coach from Champlin Park, joins us now, and obviously a JV component to this tournament too. And your team was able to come out on top. You know, talk about the performance of the junior varsity for the Rebels this week.
Yeah, both games we came out playing pretty tough, pretty strong. We had good goaltending. Didn't give up a goal all night and all weekend. So. Came up some timely goals. Kids really play hard. They look forward to this tournament, and they perform pretty well, and we've had some success. So it was a good tournament for us.
How's the season been going overall for the JV team?
Pretty well. We're up and down. We're about 500 right now, but we've played some tough games, a lot of one-goal losses, good goaltending. Could use a few more goals from time to time, but kids are really playing hard, working hard every day, and getting better.
I'm not sure you'd get the same answer from everybody in every program about this, but what do you see as the role of the junior varsity program within the Champlin Park girls hockey? What's the biggest keys?
Well, you know, the kids got to come to practice ready to learn, get better every day, put in a good effort, and you know, really it's about working hard. Work hard, show those varsity coaches that you know, you're doing some nice things out there, so they can get a shot at the big games.
Is there a system that gets put in place too that you want the girls, you know, all the way through high school playing the same style and the same breakouts and things like that too?
Absolutely, we try to run the same thing the varsity team is doing, so that if they do get called up, they know they know what to expect, and coach can count on them to know what they're supposed to be doing.
Besides watching this game as a fan, you're also watching it as a dad. Is it rewarding to see your daughter and some of her friends out here, you know, playing well in this championship?
Oh, absolutely. It's always a lot of fun to watch your own kid play, whether you're coaching them or not. But yeah, it's a little pressure. I got one daughter who's a goalie, and when they're in net, it's a little edgy, but it's fun.
Dan, thanks so much for joining us. Congrats on the win in the JV tournament here.
Thank you very much.
All right, Dan Shuck, the JV head coach for the Champlin Park Rebels. They were tournament champion, the varsity team for Champlin Park. Trying to follow suit to Totino Grace, though, hoping to rally in the third. We'll be back with our second period highlights and then the third period of hockey. The Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic continues next on 12 Sports.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NIDA website today for help and hope.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Four to 2, Champlin Park up on Totino Grace. Now through 2 periods of play in the championship game of the Armstrong Cooper Girls Hockey Holiday Classic from New Hope Ice Arena. It was 2-1 Totino Grace after 1 period. Highlights from that second period. Champlin Park getting on the board early. right after a grace penalty had expired. It was Champlin Park getting a breakaway. Great pass from Jordan Trapp to Kaylee Martinson, tying it at 2. That was at 1:03, then at 5:48. Trapp with the pass. This will come out of the zone. Here's the pass from Trapp that will come out to Martinson, and she will score to make the score 3-2 Champlin Park. Martinson with her second of the night. Aaron Steeler certainly tested in goal tonight, as is Emily Burgoyne at times. And here's Martinson's third goal of the period to make the score 4-2. The pure hat trick in the second period for the senior Kaylee Martinson, giving her 7 goals in 2 nights and making a bid to be part of our post-game show for a second straight evening. We'll take a break, come back. Third period coming up soon. Champlin Park, Totino Grace. We'll have that for you on 12 Sports in a moment.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think. Billy?
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Champlin Park 4, Totino Grace 2 as we get ready for the start of third period of play. Grace got that 2-0 lead. Dan has fallen behind. I do think those last several minutes at least got some pucks on the net, toward the net, creating some chances for themselves and putting some rubber onto Natalie Burgoyne.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be the big key here is just throwing as many pucks as they can towards the direction of the net, win those battles in front of the net, and try to get a bounce or two. And this power play that they have here to start the third period is all important because last time they started the second period with a power play, Champlin Park killed it off, and then really, they scored on that stretch play as the penalty expired. But then they really took the momentum from the kill, too, and really took that into being a great second period.
Minute 43 to go in the power play for Grace as we get ready for the third period of play. We are ready to drop the puck here. Third place game, Armstrong Cooper in Minneapolis. It's the Wings leading Minneapolis 2-1 through 2. So the third period underway here. Grace looking to cash in on this power play. Evan Steiner brings it in on the right wing. Will go back behind the Rebels net. Off to Vosen. She turns at the wall. Gives it back behind the net to Zerbe. Back for Vosen. Trying to return it, and now does to Zerbe. Looking to put it out in front for Bertolis, and that was picked off by Lorenzen and cleared down the ice by Champlin Park. Parnell will come back for it. Has one goal tonight for Grace. Eagles miss on the pass. Zerbe had to go right through her skates and a costly icing on the Totino Grace.
Yep, just kind of not connecting a little bit right there. You saw in the offensive zone, the one play that they tried to shove it out front in between traffic. You want your power play passes to be ones that are sure passes, not through traffic. And right there, if that pass in front of the net is not open, you want to kick that back out to the point and work it around some more.
Eagles win the draw. Evan Steiner, though, turned away at center. Martinson shooting back to the Eagles zone onto the stick of Parnell. She'll skate it up through center. Turns now, seems her spot at the point. A nice job to get around Martinson. Now takes it at the right point, moves to the circle, shot away. They look for a deflection in front, didn't happen. Kept in by Bertolis, left point, and poked away nicely by Martinson, taking it away from Vosen at the point.
Martinson being a taller player with longer reach right there really paid off. She's able to reach over Vosen, knock that puck out of there.
Parnell to the right corner. Moves back behind the Rebels net, drops a pass off. Vosen shot away. Didn't hit the net with it and cleared, but not out. Zerbe keeping it in. Her shot away. Save made. They were hack at the rebound and another stop by Burgoyne. So she makes the stop on the initial shot there, and then the rebound try, keeping Grace off the board. Penalty is over, and it remains a 4-2 game with now 15 minutes to play in the third period.
Really impressive second save there by Burgoyne, too, because she makes it on the near side post, then slides over and covers up that backside post where the rebound was kicked out. Really fantastic goaltending.
Eagles with control, though, in the Rebel zone again. Parnell's shot, this time wide of the net. And picked off by Sutherland. Got it out of the zone. From center. And poked free. Knocked into the zone by Stoll. Rebels go off for a change, and she must have been just a few inches on her side of center ice, as they call that icing. So back to the Champlin Park zone we go. 14:24 to play.
One thing that's going to test Totino Grace in their comeback efforts here is they have a little bit of a slimmer bench than do the Rebels. The Rebels, you look up and down their bench, deep roster right there. You look at Totino Grace, just not as many players on the bench for one, and they're going really back-to-back with those two lines right now, the way they're playing.
Trapp, nice pass, and the breakout pass from Martinson. Coming in with Colford. Martinson in, a shot and a save made. As Steeler able to hold her ground.
That Trapp can pass the puck, huh?
Yeah. He is a nice assist player, and 3 assists tonight. Almost set up Martinson again there. Martinson gathers it in her own end. To Lorenzen up at center. She'll chip it into the gray zone. Skated down by Ebensteiner. Up to center and touched there by Boson. Down into the Eagles, Rebel zone rather. Well, a pick off by Grace, and turning and cleared out by Champlin Park. Spun around in front of the net was Sheneman. She had a brief scoring opportunity for the Eagles. Play down into the Totino Grace zone. They need 2 goals here. Trailing 4-2 with 13 minutes to play. Shuck at her own end up to the blue line. Played ahead, Haley Williams getting it down into the zone for Champlin Park. Eagles will skate up with Parnell, the center, into the Rebel zone. Big shot, high off the glass, back behind the Champlin Park net. Trapp with the pass to Stoll at center, intercepted by Ebensteiner. Here's a clear break. Coming in, Lewis with a shot and a save, and the cover up by Burgoyne.
Nice job done by Lewis right there. Get that puck on the turnover and then really push it hard to the net, and then again put a shot on goal. A rebound chance was there for her. Take a look at it. Does a good job pushing the puck forward, keeping away from the defender, and then getting a little shot on goal. It does no good right there to try to go up over the goalie's shoulder and miss the net altogether. So I like the fact that she just threw it on net and charged forward.
Champlin Park, after Steeler had to come up with a big save, keeps the puck in the zone now. Turned over, and Grace comes back. Here's Lewis again. She'll skate it in. Drop pass. Boson whistling a shot, but wide of the Rebels' net. Zerbe keeps it in. Goes back after it. Has it in the right corner. Zerbe circling in the corner. Looked for Lewis in front. That came through to the left boards. Kept in the zone and poked behind the net by Clarice Hill. Trapp. Skated up to center. Turnover there. Here's Parnell, always dangerous for Grace. Her shot, stick save Burgoyne, and up into the netting and out of play.
Right now, Champlin Park with this 4-2 lead. Yeah, they're not taking their foot off the gas, but they're being very responsible defensively too. You haven't seen Totino Grace with an odd man rush in quite some time. Right there, even when it felt like they had a rush, it was still 2-on-2, which by all counts is advantage defense in that situation.
Puck pushed all the way down into the Eagles zone, where Prue able to skate it down for Totino Grace. Rebels keep it in, blue line, shot away, another attempt. This goes wide off the stick of Lorenzen. Eagles missed on the pass to Parnell. Shuck from center, had it briefly, now Parnell has it. In for Totino Grace, trying to skate past 2D, does, and gets a shot away, but she was in too tight and fired it wide. Lorenzen able to get it out, missed on the pass for Colford. Played up to center. It's at the Eagles blue, Rebels blue line, and they clear it back out. Up to center it comes. Here comes Vosen in clear. Vosen with a shot, and it's off the post. Rang it off the post. We got a delayed penalty coming up here on Champlin Park, and as the Rebels touch it, we're going to get a holding call on the Rebels.
Yeah, Wilson was getting held a little bit, they say, when she came down there. A beautiful little toe drag move to get that puck corralled so she could get a good hard shot off and just missed that one by centimeters. We like what we've seen from Wilson all night tonight. She's a good offensive player for Totino Grace. Does a good job of getting the puck hard to the net. Makes some very heady plays, too, offensively, and that time nearly cut the deficit in half.
Amanda Scott going for holding at 6:40 of the third period. Grace really needs to take advantage here, trailing 4-2. Parnell's shot going wide. Centering pass out in front. Comes to Vosen in the circle. Back into Parnell. The Vosen circle. Shot away. Fired it wide of the Rebels net. Parnell making a bid to keep it in the zone and does. Now Parnell turns, fires. Saved by Burgoyne.
You see right there, Parnell came down, and she did have a screen out front, so it was a good shot attempt, but she also had Vosen over on the left wing. If she would have maybe had a little more trust in her linemate, she could have slid that puck over. Right here, look at it right there, there's that passing angle. Vosen's open, and right there you'd like to slide that over and see if Vosen can't one-time it into an empty net.
Takeaway by Martinson for Champlin Park. It's got stole with her. Martinson, a blistering shot. Save made by Steeler. Rebels pick it, or Eagles pick it right back up. Vosen, Parnell into the zone, in on net, and Burgoyne covers up the puck.
Vosen lost the puck a little bit, then had to kick it to her stick. And usually when you get the puck right here, usually you're going to call a slash if you get the stick knocked out of your hand. But in that situation, it was a good job by the referees because they knew that she didn't have a good firm grasp of the puck or her stick in that circumstance. It really wasn't a slash.
Survey back behind the Rebels net. Oh, and just missed on the pass under the stick of Bertolis, who was camped at the right side of the net.
That play was there. That was a good look.
55 seconds to go on the power play for Totino Grace. 9:12 to play in the hockey game. A 4-2 Champlin Park lead. Allison Parnell up to center ice. Brings it in. Offside is Vosen, I believe, on the left side for Grace.
She made one more move there at the blue line that just threw Vosen off. Two of the Eagle players were able to read that move and keep their foot right on the blue line, but Vosen just couldn't time it right.
Cleared down the length of the ice by Kaylee Wood. Sutherland. Short-handed for Grace, trying to kill off some more seconds, but has it taken away from her. And the Eagles with another rush perhaps here with 20 seconds to go, but Trapp breaks this one up. And will fire down into the Eagle zone. That should just about do it for their power play. 10 seconds to go as Parnell picks it up. Lost it, kept in. Wood in all alone here for Champlin Park. Walks in, backhand, and a goal.
This goal is all started by a strategy that I don't really buy into. Totino Grace has two forwards sitting at the Champlin Park blue line as part of their breakout in the power play. But the problem with that is you don't have any help down low if things go bad. And here they are, they turn it over. There's no one down there to recover. Everyone's sitting in the neutral zone waiting. And Wood makes a beautiful little move. Forehand, fakes the shot, gets to the backhand, tucks it in to a wide open net, and it's a 5-2 lead.
Kaylee Wood with her 7th goal of the season at 8:38 of the second period. Excuse me, of the third period, making it 5-2.
Totino Grace does this thing on the power play where they put two of their forwards down at the Champlin Park blue line, and they're really not helping out with any kind of the breakout. And yeah, sure, they take out the defense for Champlin Park a little bit because the defenders have to watch them, but it really takes away the advantage you have as really breaking out as a unit and coming into the zone with some speed.
Rebels gain control of the puck in their own zone. Pushed up to center ice. Sutherland will get an assist on the goal. Faceoff will come outside the Champlin Park blue line. Williams and Zerbe on the face-off, won by Grace. Clarice Hill banking it off the boards. Williams hands it there for Champlin Park. Pushed ahead to the Eagles' blue line. Grace Hill up to center with the pass. Taken by Williams briefly. Zerbe knocked Williams down. She got it down into the Rebel zone. Champlin Park quickly clears. Grace Hill, and the Eagles are offside.
A 5 unanswered right now for the Rebels. They've really responded nicely to that early Totino Grace lead, and their confidence has just grown, and their defensive play has picked up as this game's gone on. They gave up 9 shots in that first period, but boy, I don't know if they've given up 9 shots since. They've been really strong defensively as an entire unit.
Here's Martinson for Champlin Park. Drop pass. Trapp will let one fly. High over the net. Grace comes back. Here's Grace Hill for Totino. Whistle on the way out. Penalty.
Yeah. Vosen, she's a smart, heady player, and she does. I've seen her a couple times kind of throw some unintentional pick plays in the game. That time she actually gets called for it, though. A little bit of interference behind the play. And gets the gate for the Eagles.
She'll go off at 10:03. Rebels back on the power play, leading at 5-2 in the final 7 minutes of the third period. Trapp's shot here gets deflected to the corner, taken by Stoll. Put toward the front of the net. Stoll picks it up again. And picked off by the Eagles and cleared down by Ebensteiner. Jordan. Trapp getting it on to the pass of Martinson. Now ahead. Shuck trying to play it into the zone. And the Eagles will have to try to chase it down on their own end. Stoll got there first. Had it taken away from her. Clear to the blue line. Trapp kept it in briefly. Now a potential break for Parnell, but Trapp got back into the play and took control of the puck. Parnell on the right wing trying to catch the Rebels on a change, but Champlin Park gets back defensively. A takeaway by Burrell up through center and gets past the defenseman Prue. Sutherland there for Champlin Park. Martinson moving in as well. Now here's Wood who had the last goal for Sutherland. Back off. Right side up high, shot away, blocked, cleared, and Burrell unable to keep it in. Has to skate it down at center. Out of the stick of Martinson with 30 seconds to go in the power play for the Rebels. Burrell shooting it back in. Sutherland keeps it in. Ebensteiner for Grace around the boards. And up out of the zone, a race forward as Burrell will go for it for Champlin Park. Emily Colford ahead. Here's Lorenzen. Deep to the corner, put it out in front. Puck still loose. Backhand shot by Scott, and Steeler makes the save. Grace back at full strength now. Eagles cleared out to center ice. Trapp has it for Champlin Park. Jordan Trapp, sophomore defenseman. Skates it up to her blue line, reverses again, and finally gets the pass off to Micah Sutherland, another sophomore. Got it up, a long one in on net, and the save by Steeler.
And you see how important it is as a defenseman to be a good skater. You know, people sometimes used to think defensemen were slow and plotty, but look at Trapp, her ability to skate and get away from the forecheck there. Her confidence in her skating ability gave her the opportunity to set up a nice pass.
Riley Foss breaking that play up defensively for Champlin Park. Centering attempt, blocked. Trapp couldn't quite clear it all the way out, though. Backhander toward the net. Vosen getting tied up pretty good. Still gets a shot away, but it goes wide. He was tying up with Foss in front of the Rebels net from the blue line. Grace Hill kept it in, then fell down. That gives an opportunity for Scott here for Champlin Park. Poked off her stick by Clarice Hill. Bertolis trying to gather the puck in at center. Comes to the Rebels line. Burrell there for Champlin Park. Plays it ahead to the Totino line. Up in the air and cleared down into the gray zone. This is icing on Champlin Park with 3:25 to go. Rebels bring the puck into the Totino gray zone. Parnell turning, weaving, still with the puck. Finally releases the pass up through center, and that's broken up by Emily Peterson. Peterson back in her own zone with it. Gets the pass off for Burrell. Taken away now by Sheneman. Burrell comes back into the play, and those two battle. Burrell and Sheneman.
Sorry, John. Watch Burrell battle, though. I mean, she's those tough, gritty type of defenseman. You got Trapp, who's the skater and the passer, and Burrell's like the mean defenseman back there. You know, the Chris Chelios, if you will. She wins battles in the corner constantly throughout the game.
Centering pass here, and Burgoyne able to make the save on Bertolis.
Of course, as soon as I compliment her, she turns it over.
She turned the puck over.
Yeah. That's because she just won so many battles, she was tired now. Yeah, that's usually what happens. I'm sorry for that, Miss Burrell.
Icing on Champlin Park, face-off back in their zone with 2:16 to go. They're Herwold on the face-off for for Champlin Park there. Rebels getting some action for their fourth line. Grace keeping the puck in. Here's Boson, who had it come off her stick. Lewis a shot. Turning's Bertolis, and another save by Burgoyne.
Boy, Burgoyne has really got stronger as this game's gone on, huh? Because earlier on in the game, she coughs up a rebound and gives up a goal there in the first. And then the second goal, you know, she really didn't even see the puck shot. She was kind of lost with some traffic in front. But since that point, she's been strong throughout this game, doing a good job of controlling her rebounds, keeping her position, and then covering when she can.
Parnell shot hits traffic. Shuck able to get it up to center. Parnell takes it back. Puck free, and then cleared out of the zone by Sophie Sinjin. And offside is Grace. Minute 33 to go. Jay Wilcox will be awarding the cup that goes to this tournament winner. Looks like it'll be Champlin Park in another 90 seconds. Rebels cleared out of their zone. Here's Lorenzen coming in. Nice pass, shot away, and save made. Holford with a shot, and a good setup by Lorenzen. And Steeler able to make the stop. Centering attempt. Here, a shot in the goal. And guess who? It's Martinson with her fourth of the night.
Couple of 4-goal games. How about that? I mean, it's not often you get 4 goals in a game. How about 8 goals in a tournament, a two-game tournament? This is pretty incredible. Puck finds her stick too, doesn't it? I mean, she's just plotted in the right spot. I mean, you give her credit for being in the right spot, and then her line mates for getting her the puck in that spot, but everything kind of has to go right, and then she's the kind of goal scorer that really hasn't made a mistake this weekend.
Jim Coltis was telling us before the game last night that she's had opportunities to score, missing on some breakaway chances, hasn't been able to put the puck away. That certainly hasn't been the case here in the last 6 periods there at New Hope.
Yeah, another thing you mentioned too is that his team has just run into a stampede of great goaltenders earlier in the year.
Shot away here, and Steeler making the stop on Mackenzie Baker. 35 seconds to play.
Following this game, Champlin Park has a little time off. This is their last game of the 2015 portion of their schedule, and they'll play a conference game against Centennial when they come back in January.
We got a cross-checking penalty here with 29 seconds to play. Totino Grace. Zerbe's going to go. No, final brief power play for Champlin Park. The final seconds of this game. Parnell has it. Parnell will carry it deep for Totino Grace. Gets knocked hard to the ice and get a penalty on Champlin Park, probably for checking, as Leah Herold took Parnell out of the play. Well, she made sure she didn't score, and that's for certain.
And take a look at this penalty here. It's a, in some respects, you could say she kind of just took the ice away from her, and it's a pretty good defensive play. I think in that circumstance, the referee just thought it was better to call the penalty, but you can make a strong argument for it being a pretty good defensive play as well.
Yeah. I don't think necessarily a bad penalty to take either, taking away a scoring opportunity for Parnell. As it is, it doesn't matter, as the game is now ended. And Champlin Park, for the third time in the program's history, has won this tournament that was back in 1996, the Cable 12 Cup. We have televised games here every year, Joe, now for 2 decades, and Champlin Park wins the tournament here for 2015.
Yeah, and I think you've probably seen some great individual performances over the course of the history of this tournament too, and I think we just saw another one, just one that will go down in the record books to be quite a performance by Miss Martinson and her 8 goals in 2 games.
I know Noelle Sutton one year for Maple Grove, I believe, had 5 goals in 1 game, but I don't know if anybody's had 2 4-goal games back-to-back like Kaylee Martinson has had these last 2 nights. A 4-team tournament this year. Then the first couple of years it was 4 teams, first probably 5 years, and then this year, and then they'll go back to an 8-team tournament in 2016. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a moment. Jay will present the cup, and we'll have our post game and more as we look at our tournament history. There's Park Center winning the first 2 tournaments, and then Maple Grove in '98, Eastview, Maple Grove again, and Jim Coltis was the coach back then for the Crimson. Wright County won it twice. Richfield in 2003, a couple more championships for Maple Grove in 04-05. Eastview, Maple Grove again. Rogers under Coach Coltis in 2009, and then Champlin Park now with their 3rd win in the last 5 seasons to win this Holiday Classic tournament. We'll hang on here rather than go to break, as they're going to award the trophy in just a moment here, and they're going to announce the all-tournament team. I'm guessing number 17 in white will be on it.
She got my vote. I don't know if she got yours, but I was a fan of hers. I thought she did pretty good. Yeah, I think there's some easy ones in there that just stood out here today and be difference makers, and she's obviously number 1 with a bullet. We'll see how the rest of the teams play out, but there's a lot of worthy players.
Martinson, the first one mentioned as being on the all-tournament team. I think Jordan Trapp certainly would have an opportunity. And Lenson will also be on the team. Andy is a senior as well. Emily Stoll also on the all-tournament team. Well, I would have voted for Jordan Trapp, but he didn't make the all-tournament team.
I think there's some influence on yesterday's game a little bit, maybe. The votes were cast a little early in this one. Trapp's, maybe before Trapp's assist in the 2nd period.
Wilson and Parnell both making the all-tournament team from Totino Grace. All right, Jay Wilcox will handle the trophy presentation. Rebels will get the 1 trophy that Jay has there will be a permanent trophy. They'll stay in their trophy case, and the cup that you see is one that we've had for 20 years that they'll keep in the arena at Champlin Ice Forum or at the school, and they'll come back next year and Rebels will certainly try to win it again. They've won it 2 straight years here and 3 times in 5 seasons. And the cup goes to the Rebels. Great effort by Champlin Park here the last 2 nights.
Absolutely, and I think, you'll see this will make a difference in the way that they attack their conference schedule in the second half of the season, because you only get so many opportunities in your high school careers to hoist a trophy. Obviously there's the state tournaments, but these holiday tournaments are a big one as well.
Rebels will pose for pictures from the parents and the fans, and we'll take a break. Jay will be standing by with a couple of the winners on this Rebels team. Champlin Park over Totino Gray, 6-2 the final. Our final break, and then we'll wrap things up here at New Hope Ice Arena after this timeout.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org. The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. You have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
(6-2) the final. Champlin Park over Totino Grace. Let's go down ringside one final time. Jay Wilcox standing by with a couple of Rebels.
Thank you very much, John. And we are joined by Jordan Trapp and Kaylee Wood as they pull out the championship here tonight over Totino Grace after a little bit of a slow start. Were you worried early on when they got those first 2 on you?
I wasn't worried at all. I have a lot of confidence in my team. We know how to come back from getting put down. I mean, we haven't been winning in the beginning of the season, so we kind of took that lesson and we put it into this game and we got the win.
Another huge night for Kaylee Martinson, but you had a big part in that with 3 assists. Talk about the teamwork, the passing that you guys had tonight.
Yeah, I think the passing was spot on. I mean, she's a great player. It's really fun. It's really fun to play with her. She's always open for the puck. I mean, she makes it easy. She makes it easy to pass.
How nice is this to be able to go into the holiday break here with the trophy and with the championship, with a couple of wins like this?
It puts a lot of stress off our shoulders. I mean, we're going to come back after this new year, and we're going to get it done. I mean, this puts a lot of confidence on our shoulders.
Jordan, nice job in the tournament. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And Kaylee Wood getting a goal here this evening. And, it was a strange start to the game. 3 goals right away, 2 for them, 1 for you guys. But what did you do to settle down and really take this game over?
Well, we really just got in the locker room and we just sorted everything out and picked out what we need to do out there to get it back.
We talked about coming into the tournament, of course, the past couple of years you've been able to rely on Hannah Gettle, and a different situation this year, playing a couple of different goalies, but I thought both nights they played pretty well. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, both of our goalies did really well this weekend, and they really put in a lot of effort. Worked out good.
You guys were able to win this championship last year. You know, how much does it mean to you and all your teammates to be able to hoist a trophy here in December?
It feels really good. We got the 2-peat, and we're really proud of ourselves.
Congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the season here.
Thank you.
All right, Kaylee Wood along with Jordan Trapp. Champlin Park Rebels repeating as champion of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic as they beat Totino Grace here tonight 6-2. Let's go back up top now to John and Joe for some final thoughts.
All right, thanks, Jay, and nicely done by Champlin Park. They come here to defend the cup, and very workmanlike effort last night at a grind out a win against Armstrong Cooper, and tonight rallying from that 2-goal early deficit. I think they were a little stunned after 3 minutes, but they hang in there and end up skating away with a 6-2 win.
Absolutely. I think, Jordan Trapp said in her interview there with Jay too, is that they were down early in the year, and it was similar to tonight's game in a micro sense where they were down here tonight. They fought back, and like I thought, and she kind of notioned as well, is that they think this would be a great step forward for the second half of the season. This is going to give them a lot of confidence, and it's kind of what the doctor ordered for this Rebel team.
So the Rebels skate into 2016 with 2 straight wins here at New Hope, and they'll be back next year, December 29th through the 31st, an 8-team tournament again next year in the 21st year of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. We wish all of you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. For Joe Moline and Jay Wilcox and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Our final score tonight, Champlin Park wins the championship. They beat Totino Grace 6-2, our final.